Hey, Cassie Anderson here. It is May 5th today, 2019. I just wrapped up my 28th month of topical steroid withdrawal, and I'm now on day 855, which turns out to be week 123. So I'm coming along next week, or next month, I'll hit my 900th day of TSW. My ultimate goal is 1,000, so I'm really excited about that. In the meantime, let me tell you how this last month went. My 28th month was pretty full. I had a lot on the calendar, which is a good problem to have, right? Feeling good enough to get out and to have fun and live life. And so the first weekend of the month, my husband and I went away to a marriage retreat up north, and it rained all weekend. I was outside of my normal bubble and normal comfort zone, and to top it off, I started to get sick right before going. I haven't been sick in a really long time, but I was starting to catch a cold, and I also ran out of a couple skincare products right before going, just a male mix-up. And anyways, so I went like a couple weeks without skincare products, so it was really rough. I did okay while I was gone, but it was kind of, I managed okay while I was there in a pretty stable condition, but by the time I got home, my skin was acting up and of course not feeling well. It all kind of snowballed. So I did have a lot of recuperating to do, so I ended up in the bathtub again, a lot of Epsom salt baths and ice on the sores of my hands, and triple antibiotic ointment on the sores that just weren't getting better. And, it got to the point where I could barely get dressed and move my hands, so, it's bad when it gets to that point again. So, but the triple antibiotic ointment helped quite a bit to get me back on my feet. In the past, I have taken bleach baths, but I ran out of bleach, and I haven't gotten any since because I didn't like bleach to begin with. I do know there's a time and place for it, but the ointment did fine for the time being. Now, in the past, I was told that I was allergic to triple antibiotic ointment, and so there was years that I didn't use it really, but I haven't really had a problem when I have come across it, particularly having 3 boys. I put it on them, quite frequently, and anyways, I felt like I was responding okay to it, so I did use it for about a week. In the meantime, we also had Easter that we celebrated, and I did stick around. I didn't travel anywhere for that. Just traveled locally to visit with family. It was a beautiful day out. Sat outside on the deck and watched the kids play, and I even ran around the yard a little bit, and I felt great. Everything was good. One note that I do have to make is if you've read my history here on this blog and the beginning of my story before starting TSW, I've had a lot of food sensitivities and things that I've worked through over the years, and I can say that I'm not as sensitive as I used to be. Now, I still don't eat all those things on my list, but I know that I'm doing better because even if I didn't eat things that weren't on my list, and I was just sticking to what I knew should be safe, I still had problems. And I really truly believe that was a lot that was due in particular to steroid poisoning over the years. And it just has really taken a toll on my sensitivity level and digestion and everything. But like I said, I don't feel like I'm as bad as I used to be. I feel like I've really overcome a lot of that because I would just always feel after eating, no matter what I was eating, it would always, I would feel it in my skin, I would feel it in my digestion, I would feel nauseous. I just had I just never felt well. And I do have to say I don't have a fear of eating anymore. It is going better. However, with Easter, I realized I was taking a little bit more risks, not anything unhealthy by any means, but instead of clean organic versions of food, I was eating the traditional store-bought versions, and it still doesn't sit well in my stomach. So it took me about a week to recover from that, unfortunately. But I keep learning my lesson. I do know, even though I'm getting better, I just got to stick with what I know works and trust it. So anyways, just a little side note if you're going through that too. Then I celebrated Earth Day. I love Earth Day. We've always celebrated Earth Day. Growing up, I just remember having schools, draw a poster and recycle and, turn off the water when you brush teeth kind of stuff. But I don't think I really understood the extent as to why Earth Day is such an important day to us until I realized that by switching to greener cleaners and products, beauty products and things, I have felt so much better. So I really challenge you, if you have not taken that leap of getting green biodegradable cleaners in your home, please consider doing that. I work with a green company called Shaklee, Shaklee. I always attach my link whenever I mention it, so I'll put it below in the comments if you want to look into getting a Get Clean kit. It comes with all your products for cleaning your whole home, all the laundry and dish, hand cleanser, all-purpose cleaner, window cleaner, all that stuff, and you actually mix your own. So it comes as concentrates, and it just takes drops or like a quarter teaspoon of concentrate. The rest is water. Keeps hundreds, thousands of bottles, cleaner bottles, out of the landfill. And they plant a tree in your honor when you buy a kit through them. So it's a really good deal. It's worth every penny because it stretches all the pennies. Since you get to mix your own, the stuff lasts for years, outside of usually laundry and dish that you need to replenish every so many months. But they really truly last a long time, and it's tremendously helped my allergies, eczema, and asthma, having a clean, green company to work with. That's very effective. I've tried other green cleaners that are store-bought. I've tried mixing my own. This company just works really well for me. So check it out. And then what else? Oh, we had our anniversary, April 29th, and we had our 13th year of marriage. Our marriage is now a teenager. It's super exciting, and anyways, we just celebrated with lunch out one day and then catching a movie another night. We had to kind of piece it together a little bit because our schedules are a little busy. So because I'm coming late to you, a few days late, and we're getting into May, I've had a busy week here too, and I'd love to tell you how busy I am. Sometimes we think of being busy as a badge of honor. That's not why I tell you this, but when I was looking into TSW, I just really thought that, I'd look at the painful pictures of people's skin and I'd be like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to have a life going through withdrawal. Like I was preparing myself for pretty much being off the radar and, dying to self for, 2 or 3, 4 years, however long it takes to go through withdrawal. I knew I was really sick to begin with. I knew I wasn't going to have an easy journey through this, and I just wanted to prepare myself. And the more I read blogs and looked at pictures, the more depressed I got, thinking that there wasn't life during withdrawal. And I like to post pictures of what I'm doing. I like to share with you on videos what I'm up to so that you can get a glimpse of how busy life can still be, how active we can all be with our families and at work, and just being intentional. And yes, we have to make some modifications, but it's all worth it. So anyways, this last week, this weekend, we celebrated May the 4th be with you. I got to do a couple school visits on Friday, just through my job as a tween librarian. I got to visit a middle school and got to make little hovercraft pod racers. It's just fun being out in public and, not being looked at as a sick person or not being asked questions about what's wrong with me. I still have sore spots on my hands. I'll go ahead and show you and give you an update. But, it's nothing that I can't hide with a sleeve, or a lot of times they're discreet enough, even when I don't wear sleeves, that people aren't asking. So anyways, I'm just grateful that I've gotten to that point in my journey where I'm starting to become more normal all the time, and that means a lot to me. And then also, just yesterday, my light went off. Just yesterday, I'm filming at night, so it's a little dark. We spent all day at White Pine State Park in Illinois and just had a really fun time with extended family and cooked out and went on hikes, and it was in the temperature was probably like around 68 degrees, and we were in the shade, but we were also in the sun, and it was just an amazing day being out and not having my allergies stir up, which is a big deal. Typically I always have like, the eyes are itchy, the nose is running or sneeze, I'm sneezing constantly or something, or get asthmatic, whatever it is. I really haven't had that, and I haven't had some symptoms for a while just because of going more natural. That really has helped over time, but withdrawal has helped so much more. So we were all outside. The kids were playing in the just wading in the water and getting muddy and playing with cousins, and just a really fun day. And then today we had another crazy day where it was just one thing after another. So we had church, and I made announcements at the front of the church, and that's been a long time since I've been in the public eye like that. So I managed well. I usually don't even sit in the sanctuary just yet, just because I do like to avoid triggers that, since I'm not completely through withdrawal yet, I don't like to be around chemical fragrances or pet, anything, pet hair, anything that anybody could have on them, perfumes and hair gels and different things that could flare different reactions. I just like to avoid that, so I can always let my body just kind of rest and coast through the day without stressing it out. But anyway, so that was out of my comfort zone to some degree, but I did all right, and I went out, I did announcements, came back and sat in my little cozy comfort bubble out in the side room and watched the rest from the satellite TV. And so I got to still be a part of the sermon and everything, or watch it. And then after church, we had a color run. I did not do the color run, but my family did, and so I just stood on the side and took pictures, and I'm really glad that I didn't. First of all, I'm allergic to artificial food coloring, so that probably wouldn't have gone well. Second of all, I still have sores. Probably not, that wouldn't have gone very well. But also, when the kids were all cleaned off afterwards, they just wiped themselves down because we went to an Awana award ceremony. Still have my Sparky shirt on from that because we went back to the church to celebrate their awards. But when the boys were sitting with me afterwards, the color powder is made of cornstarch and baking powder and artificial dyes, and it just stuffed me right up, and I was sneezing whenever the boys were near me. It was still in their hair and stuff. We just went from one thing to another today. So then we cooked out afterwards, and it was just fun gathering. We were indoors for that part. But anyways, let me give you an update on my hands. They are looking better and better all the time, especially since the weather is changing. You probably can't see because it's kind of getting dark out. So let me see if I can put on my flashlight so I have something so that you can see it. So my sword, if you look at my blog just now that I'm tagging with this month, you'll see how nasty my hands looked earlier this month, and now they're healing up quite nicely. Sorry, now it's too much light. There's a little bit of an open sore there, but I'm hoping that that'll heal and hopefully stay healed. It's been a long time since my skin has actually closed up. It's been open for the last year and a half, so this is really honestly the best it has been yet. So anyways, praise God. Anyhow, I hope you all are doing well on your TSW journey, or if your family and friends checking in on me. Thank you so much for keeping tabs and just for praying for my journey to keep going well. And I'll see you next month. Bye now.